The bus leaves at the edge of the mountain road, its engine fading into the fog. Silence fills the space it leaves behind. The village sits low and still, roofs dark with moisture, narrow paths cutting between old wooden homes. Fog drifts slowly, thick enough to soften distance. Somewhere beneath the ground, water moves. A low sound like breath held too long. I stand with my bag in my hand, feeling like I arrived too late for something important. Or too early. The house waits uphill, apart from the others. No one points it out. I asked once at the bus stop, using the family name. The old man there paused, then looked away, pretending to adjust his sleeve. He told me to follow the stone steps until the trees thinned. That was all. As I walk, the cold sinks through my shoes. The steps are uneven, worn smooth by years of feet that no longer come. The fog grows heavier near the trees. My breath shows in front of me. The village sounds disappear one by one. No voices, no dogs, no wind chimes. Only the slow sound beneath the earth, water pressing through frozen soil. The house appears without warning. It is larger than I expected, but lower, like it has settled into itself. The wood is dark, the roof sloped and heavy. The windows are shut. None of them reflect the sky. I stop at the gate. It hangs open, crooked, as if it forgot its job. The yard is bare, stones scattered through dead grass. Nothing moves. Even the fog seems careful here. This was my grandmother's sister's house, or maybe The details were always unclear. The letter said it had been empty for decades. No one claimed it. Now it belongs to me, on paper at least. The door opens with a soft pull. No lock, no resistance. The smell inside is dry and old, like paper left too long in a drawer. Dust floats in the thin light, slow and gentle. The entry room is small. Shoes line the wall, neat and untouched. I don't recognize their shapes. They look too old to fit anyone living. The floor creaks once beneath my weight, then stays quiet. Each room feels paused. A table set with nothing on it. Chairs pushed in. A kettle on the stove, cold and clean. It feels less like a place abandoned and more like a place holding its breath. I move slowly, afraid to break the balance. In the back room, near the window, something tall stands against the wall. It is wrapped in cloth, pale and heavy, tied with a thick cord. The shape beneath is clear enough. A standing mirror. I don't touch it yet. The window beside it looks out toward the trees. Fog presses against the glass, turning the world outside into a blank wall. I try to see my own reflection in the window, but there is nothing, just pale grey. The mirror feels wrong in a way I can't explain. Not dangerous, just present. Like a person who doesn't speak but listens closely. I leave it covered and finish checking the house. There is no power, no running water, only a few candles left in a drawer, wrapped carefully. Someone planned for darkness here. Night comes early. Fog thickens, swallowing the last of the light. I light one candle in the main room. Its flame is small but steady. The house makes sounds then. Not loud, just old sounds. Wood settling. A soft knock from somewhere inside the walls. A slow creak above, like a step taken long ago. I sit on the floor with my back to the wall. My bag rests beside me. I eat cold bread and drink from a bottle. The candle flickers, casting long shadows that stretch and pull back again. I realize, slowly, that I can hear the mirror. Not a sound, exactly. More like a pressure, a sense of space behind me. I turn, the mirror stands where it was before, wrapped and quiet. But it feels closer. I know it hasn't moved. I would have heard it. Still, the space between us feels smaller. I tell myself it's only the dark. Later, when sleep doesn't come, I stand and untie the cord. The cloth falls away with a soft sound, folding at my feet. The mirror's surface is dark. Not black, not clear, like deep water under shadow. I step closer. There is no reflection. I raise my hand. The movement disappears into the glass. The mirror shows depth, not image. A sense of distance, as if the room continues inside it, sinking far back. My chest tightens. I don't feel fear yet, just confusion, and a strange pull, like leaning toward a well. Then, slowly, the room appears. The candle, the wall, the window behind me. Everything shows up, but delayed, like the mirror is thinking before answering. My face appears last. It is me, but my eyes look too focused, too still. As if they are not copying me, but watching. I step back. The reflection follows, but again, too late. A half-second delay, enough to notice. I cover the mirror again. My hands shake, just a little. That night, I sleep in short pieces. Each time I wake, I feel the same thing. Being observed, not hunted, not judged. Studied once, I think I hear fabric shift. Morning comes grey and quiet. The fog has not lifted. I step outside. The village below is barely visible. Smoke rises from one chimney, thin and pale. I walk down to buy food. The shopkeeper is a woman with tired eyes. When I mention the house, her hands pause over the counter. She nods once, too quickly. Cold place, she says. Yes, I reply. Nothing more is offered. On the walk back, I hear a bell. One clear ring from the temple higher on the mountain. It echoes through the fog, strong and lonely. Then it stops. No second ring, no rhythm. Just silence again. When I return to the house, the mirror is uncovered. The cloth lies folded on the floor, neat and careful. The mirror reflects the room. The light. The open door behind me, it reflects me standing still. But my reflection does not blink. I stand there for a long time, breathing slow, heart steady but heavy. The mirror does nothing. It only watches. I understand then that whatever lives in this house has been waiting. Not for fear, for attention. The days lose their edges in the mountain fog. Morning and evening blur into the same grey light. The sun never shows itself fully. It feels like the village lives under a lid. I wake each day to the sound of water moving beneath the ground. It travels through the house, low and steady, like a second heartbeat. The mirror stands where I left it, wrapped again in its cloth. I don't remember covering it. I tell myself I must have done it without thinking. I start going into the village more often, not because I want company, but because the house feels too quiet now. The silence presses close, like it is waiting for a sound to react to. People watch me when I pass. Not openly. Their eyes lift, then slide away. Conversations stop when I come near. Doors close gently, never slammed. No one is rude. That almost makes it worse. At a small tea stall near the shrine path, an old woman pours hot water into chipped cups. Her hands shake, but her eyes are sharp. She looks at me longer than most. "You're staying in the hill house," she says, I nod. She places the cup in front of me and doesn't let go right away. Steam rises between us. Some things in that place remember, she says, even when people don't. What things? I ask. She releases the cup. Glass, stone, wood that watched too much. I wait, but she turns away to wipe the counter. The conversation finished. Later, near the edge of the village, I find a man sweeping fallen needles from the temple steps. He moves slowly, like each motion costs him something. When I mention mirrors, his broom pauses. Mirrors are witnesses, he says. They don't forget faces or feelings. He resumes sweeping. After dusk, they shouldn't be trusted. That night, I light 2 candles instead of 1. The flame makes the shadows feel softer, less sharp. The mirror remains covered. I sit on the floor and eat in silence. Cold creeps into the room as the night deepens. My breath fogs. I notice moisture forming on the cloth around the mirror. Not damp, but warm, like steam meeting skin. I stand and reach out. The cloth is warm to the touch. I pull it away. The mirror's surface is cloudy, fogged from the inside. No breath touched it. The room air is cold, but the glass holds heat. A faint pulse moves through it, slow and gentle. Like a resting chest, I step back. The fog fades, clearing in a wide circle. The room appears again. Candlelight, wooden beams. The window, my reflection, comes last. It lags behind my movement, delayed by that same half second. But now it feels worse. Intentional, I raise my hand. The reflection raises its hand after a pause. Its eyes stay fixed on mine, unblinking. Stop, I say. Without knowing why, the reflection doesn't move at all. I cover the mirror again, heart beating too loud in my ears. Sleep doesn't come easy after that. When it does, it drags me somewhere else. I dream of faces pressed close to glass. Men and women, young and old. Their clothes are wrong for this time. Their hair is bound, their skin pale. Their eyes are ringed with red, wide with feeling they cannot release. They don't speak. They only look. I wake with my throat tight, like I was the one trapped. Days pass like this. Short walks, quiet meals, long hours inside the house. The mirror stays covered, but its presence fills the room. I feel it even when I don't see it, like someone standing just outside the door. Small things begin to change. The house creaks more often now, but not from age. The sounds come closer together, forming patterns. 3 soft knocks in the walls, a pause, 1 long sigh from the ceiling. Once, while washing my hands in cold water, I catch movement in the mirror's direction. The cloth shifts just a little, like it's breathing. I stop going into the back room unless I have to. One evening, fog rolls in heavier than usual. It presses against the windows, flattening the world outside. I light the candles early as I turn away from the table. I see it. The mirror is uncovered. I am standing in front of it, facing away in the reflection. Someone stands behind me, a shape, human. Close enough that I should feel their breath. I freeze. My heart beats once. Twice I turn. The room is empty when I face the mirror again. The reflection shows only me, alone. I back away until my shoulders touch the wall. My legs feel weak, like the floor might tilt without warning. That night, I don't sleep at all. The house feels different now, smaller, like the walls have leaned in while I wasn't looking. Sounds travel faster. The silence between them feels loaded, full of meaning I can't hear yet. I begin to feel watched even in daylight, even outside, especially near the house. The mirror no longer feels curious. It feels patient. I speak to it once, without planning to. What do you want? I ask the cloth-covered shape. The room stays still. I wait, embarrassed by my own voice. Later, while folding clothes, I notice something strange. The mirror reflects the room through the cloth, a dark shape where the glass should be, but still aware of light and movement. It doesn't need to see to know. That realization sits heavy in my chest. I stop covering the mirror after that. It doesn't matter anymore. The glass fogs more often now, even when the room is warm. The pulse grows clearer, slow and steady. When I stand too close, my reflection sharpens while the rest of the room softens, like the mirror is choosing what to hold. One afternoon, I catch myself standing in front of it for too long. My face looks tired, older. The eyes in the glass feel deeper than mine. I blink, the reflection does not. I step back, breath shallow. The reflection watches me retreat, its face calm, almost gentle. That night, the dreams return. Only this time, the faces feel closer. One woman stands apart from the rest. Her eyes are dry, her expression calm but heavy. She raises her hand. I wake with my own hand lifted. The house creaks in response, like it noticed. I sit in the dark until dawn, wrapped in a blanket that doesn't warm me. By morning, I understand something I didn't before. The mirror isn't showing me ghosts. It isn't trying to scare me. It is waiting for me to recognize something, to accept something I have carried here without knowing it. When the fog lifts just enough to show the shrine path again, I decide to go back to the village, to ask questions I didn't want answered before. Behind me, the mirror stands silent and warm, reflecting the empty room. It knows I will return. Rain begins before I reach the village. It starts as a soft tapping on leaves, then grows heavier, faster. By the time I step onto the main path, the sky has closed in. Water runs down the stone steps in thin lines. Fog thickens, pressed low by the weight of the storm. I hadn't planned to stay long. I only wanted answers, a few words, something solid to hold on to. The storm decides otherwise. Shops pull their shutters down early. Doors close. The sound of rain fills every space. I take shelter under the eaves near the old storehouse, watching water pool at my feet. Someone clears their throat behind me. "You won't get back up the hill today," a voice says. I turn. An old man stands there, wrapped in a faded coat. His hair is thin and white. His eyes are sharp but tired. "The path will flood," he continues. "You should wait." I nod, unsure what else to do. He gestures toward the shrine building nearby. "Come inside." The shrine smells of damp wood and old incense. The door shuts behind us with a low sound. Rain drums on the roof, steady and loud. For the first time since I arrived in the village, I am trapped with someone who cannot easily walk away. The man lowers himself onto a bench. His hands rest on his knees. "I used to keep this place," he says. "You were the shrine keeper," I reply. He nods once. "Long ago." We sit in silence. The storm fills it for us. I decide to speak before I lose my nerve. "The house on the hill," I say. "The mirror inside it." His jaw tightens. His eyes move to the door, then back to me. "You've seen it," he says. "Yes." He exhales slowly, like he's been holding that breath for years. "People should not leave things unfinished," he says. "But they often do." I wait. "There was a famine," he continues. "Before my time, but close enough that the stories stayed warm. Crops failed. Animals died. Children grew thin." He rubs his hands together, as if feeling cold. "When people are afraid, they look for a shape to put it in." "A woman," I say. He nods again. "She lived alone up the hill. Quiet, watched more than she spoke. When food ran out, eyes turned to her. When people vanished, they said she knew why." "What did she do?" I ask. "Nothing," he says. "That was the problem." Rain strikes the roof harder, as if listening. "They said her silence meant guilt, that her eyes held grudges. Someone remembered an old belief. Mirrors as vessels, witnesses." My chest tightens. "They brought a mirror to her house," he continues. "A sacred one. They said it would hold her resentment, that it would protect the village." "Protect them from what?" I ask. He looks at me, and for a moment his eyes soften, from having to admit they were wrong. The storm roars outside. I can barely hear my own breathing. "They sealed her with it," he says. "Not locked away, not killed, just trapped, forced to watch life move past her." "And the mirror?" I ask. "It was never meant to be destroyed," he says. "Only fed, remembered. So what it held wouldn't grow sharp." I picture the mirror in the house. Warm, waiting. "Why didn't anyone go back?" I ask. He looks down at his hands. "Because remembering hurts," he says, "and forgetting feels easier." The storm begins to ease. The rain softens, then slows. When I stand to leave, he stops me. "If you look into it," he says quietly, "know this. It does not lie. It only gives back what it is given." The walk home feels longer. The path is slick with mud. Water rushes down the sides, cold and fast. Fog wraps around the trees, blurring their shapes. The house waits above it all, dark against the grey sky. Inside, the air feels heavy, warmer than it should be. The mirror stands uncovered. I don't approach it right away. I hang my coat. I dry my hands. I light the candles. Only then do I turn. The glass is clear. The room fades as the surface darkens, like a screen filling with memory. A woman kneels on the floor. She is thin. Her hair hangs loose around her face. Her hands rest on her lap, calm and still. People stand around her. Their feet are turned inward. Their eyes refuse to meet hers. I recognize the room, the beams, the window, the way the light falls. This is the house, her house. The woman lifts her head. Her eyes search the faces around her. There is fear there, yes, but also confusion. A quiet plea no one answers. Someone brings the mirror forward. The woman flinches, just slightly. The mirror is placed before her. She sees herself. She sees them behind her. Her expression changes, not into anger, into understanding. Her eyes harden, not with hate, but with something heavier. Something that lasts. The vision shifts. I see her alone now. Days pass in seconds. Light moves across the floor. Dust gathers. She stands. She sits. She watches, always watches. The mirror goes dark. I am left staring at my own reflection. My face looks different. My mouth is set in a line I don't recognize. My eyes carry weight I didn't arrive with. For a moment, I see her expression on my face. Grief held steady. Patience stretched thin. I step back, breath catching. The house creaks softly, like a response. Inheritance is not land or walls. It is not names on paper. It is what remains unfinished. That night, I don't cover the mirror. I sit in front of it, cross-legged on the floor. The candles burn low. The house listens. I know, I say. The words feel small, but true. The reflection tilts its head, not copying me, studying. I realize then that I'm no longer only watching. The mirror has begun to watch with me, and whatever comes next will not stay contained behind glass. Night settles early, heavy and still. The house feels awake in a way it never did before. Not loud, not restless, just alert, like a person who knows a decision is coming. I stand barefoot on the wooden floor. The boards are cool, but not cold. Candlelight moves slowly across the walls, bending with each breath I take. The mirror waits across the room, uncovered, clear, calm. I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw things that did not belong to me. Hands passing rice bowls to children who were not hungry yet. A door closing softly so no one would hear the crying inside. A woman standing near the window, watching smoke rise from homes that were never hers again. These were not my memories, but they sat in my chest like they were. I step closer to the mirror. The glass darkens at once, like it recognizes me. The room fades, replaced by movement. I see a road crowded with people. Their faces are tense, their eyes sharp. They carry bundles, baskets, tools. They do not look at the woman walking among them. She keeps her head down. Her steps are slow, careful. She does not speak. I feel my throat tighten. The scene shifts. I see a child fall in the dirt. I reach forward without thinking. My hand passes through the glass. The image shivers, then said tiled, is helped up by someone else. Life goes on. Guilt rises, sudden and strong. I don't know these people. I wasn't there. I didn't choose this. But the feeling does not fade. The mirror shows another moment. A meeting inside the shrine. Voices low. Faces tight with fear. The word protection is spoken like a shield. The woman's name is never said. I step back, breath shaking. You weren't possessed, I whisper. The glass clears. The mirror shows the woman standing alone in the house. Her house. The same beams. The same floor. She sits near the mirror, close enough to feel its warmth. Days pass. Then weeks. Then years. I see people through her eyes. Children growing taller. Faces aging. Lives moving forward. She does not. Her mouth opens once. As if to speak, no sound comes. The truth presses in on me, slow and heavy. This was never about safety. It was about silence. The mirror was not a shield. It was a sentence. A way to keep her watching, but unheard. A way to lock guilt behind glass and call it peace. My knees weaken. I sit on the floor in front of the mirror. I didn't know, I say. The words feel thin. The mirror responds, not with images, but with weight. A pressure behind my eyes. Behind my ribs, I remember the stories I never asked about. The names I never learned. The way my family spoke around certain things, careful and distant. I remember choosing not to ask. I stayed quiet, I say. just like them. The glass darkens fully. For a moment, I see nothing at all. Then it clears. The woman stands on the other side, not trapped, standing close, so close, I can see the lines around her eyes, the wear in her posture, the tired set of her shoulders. There is no anger on her face, only exhaustion. She looks at me, really looks. Her gaze is steady, patient, deep. I understand then that she has been waiting not for rescue, but for recognition. I see you, I say. The house creaks softly, like a long breath released. The candle flames flicker, then steady. The woman lifts her hand, not toward the glass, toward me. I mirror the motion. Our hands meet the surface at the same time. The glass is warm. The house shudders gently, boards shifting, beams settling. Dust falls from the ceiling in thin lines, not collapsing, releasing. I pull my hand back, heart pounding. The woman does not move away. You were never the danger, I say. They were afraid, and they left you to carry it. Her eyes soften just a little. The mirror shows flashes now. The woman younger, laughing once, standing by the river, kneeling to plant seeds. A life interrupted, not ended. I can't change what happened, I say. The words hurt, but they are true. But I won't let it stay hidden. The mirror dims, then brightens again. The woman steps back. For the first time, she turns away from the glass. The house grows quieter, not empty, rested. I understand the cost, then. Freeing what watches does not mean forgetting. It means carrying the memory forward, letting it be seen, letting it live where it can hurt, but also heal that the mirror waits, not moving, not urging, waiting for my choice. I stand, my reflection stares back, steady and changed. The eyes hold something new now, something heavier, something honest. I think of the village, the shrine, the path through the fog. I think of what it would mean to leave the mirror here, to lock the door, to let silence return. The mirror does not react. I step closer. I will remember, I say, even if no one else does. The woman looks back at me one last time. She nods. The glass clears completely. Only my reflection remains. The mirror is just a mirror again, but the house knows better. The walls stand easier. The air feels lighter. The silence no longer presses. I blow out the candles one by one in the dark. I hear the house settle into itself, finally at rest. Outside, the fog thins. Moonlight reaches the ground for the first time since I arrived. The mirror stands quietly, waiting for morning, waiting for what comes next. Dawn arrives without color. The sky lightens slowly, like someone turning up a dim lamp. Fog thins, but does not leave. It loosens its grip on the trees and paths, drifting low across the ground. The village is quiet, still asleep or pretending to be. I stand in the house with the mirror before me. It looks ordinary now. Clear glass, wooden frame worn, smooth by time. No warmth, no pulse. It reflects the room as it is, without delay, without weight, still. My hands hesitate when I reach for it. The mirror is heavier than it looks, not in weight, but in meaning. I wrap it in cloth again, careful this time, and tie it tight. The fabric smells of dust and old wood. When I lift it, the house creaks once, not in protest, but acknowledgement. Outside, the path is damp with morning dew. My breath clouds the air as I walk downhill. The shrine ruins sit apart from the village, half swallowed by moss and vines. Stone steps lead up to a platform where a wooden frame once stood. Now only broken posts remain, dark with age. I place the mirror upright on the stone base. No chant, no prayer, just quiet. The fog shifts, opening the view. The village roofs appear below. The house on the hill stands farther back, watching in its own way. I step into the mirror's line of sight and stand still. The glass reflects everything: the sky, the trees, the broken shrine, me. For a moment, I think I see her again. A shape behind my shoulder. A presence close enough to feel. Then the glass makes a soft sound. A thin line spreads across its surface. Not a shatter. Not a break. A crack. Slow and gentle. Like ice opening on a lake in spring. The line branches once, then stops. Light spills through the glass, pale and clean. The reflection blurs, then clears again. The woman's image fades. There is no rush, no cry, just a quiet release. Like breath leaving the body after a long hold. The mirror settles. It reflects the world as it is now. I wait. Nothing else happens. The fog lifts a little more. Birds begin to call from the trees, tentative at first, then steady. The village stirs. I touch the frame once, then step back. When I return to the house, it feels different, not empty, not full, balanced. Dust floats in the morning light, slow and ordinary. The air smells like wood and stone, not memory. The silence no longer presses against my ears. It rests, gentle and wide. I move through the rooms, touching familiar surfaces. The table, the wall, the window frame. The mirror's place against the wall is bare. The space feels right. I gather my things, fold the blanket, blow out the last candle, unused since night, before I leave. I stand in front of the window and look at my reflection in the glass. My face looks the same, but my eyes do not. They are quieter, heavier, like they have learned something they cannot unlearn. I understand then that nothing has been erased, only shifted. The burden did not vanish. It moved from glass to breath, from walls to skin, from silence to memory. I walk down through the village one last time. People are awake now. A woman sweeps her doorway. A child runs past, laughing. An old man nods to me, his eyes softer than before. No one asks where I am going. No one stops me at the bus stop. I catch my reflection in the window as the engine starts. The glass shows my face clearly. Without delay, it watches nothing. It only reflects as the bus pulls away. The village slips back into fog. The shrine disappears first. Then the house. Then the path. What remains is the feeling. Some stories do not end with relief. They end with understanding. Mirrors do not vanish. They change places. They wait. And once you have looked back honestly, you carry the reflection with you, always.